My journey continues overland to the northeastern province of Buriram to visit the ancient Khmer sanctuary of Khao Phra, and then further eastward to the Sisaket Province and the Dong Rak mountain range on the Thai-Cambodian border to see another stunning Khmer sanctuary, the Khao Phra Wihan. Of all the Khmer sanctuaries in Thailand, Khao Phra is the best preserved and most accessible. It's therefore popular among local visitors, so if you wish to avoid the crowd, plan to arrive early. Wow, this is really impressive. The great walkway leading me to my next treasure of Thailand, the great Prasat Khao Phra, which means the great monument on top of a great hill, built in honor of the Indian god Lord Shiva on top of an extinct volcano. And the sanctuary was built around about the same time as Angkor Wat in Cambodia, around about the 11th century. And the walkway is built from east to west, with the sanctuary facing east to greet the sun as it rises every morning. And as you walk along the walkway, you're flanked by 35 sandstone posts on each side, 70 altogether, carved in the shape of a lotus bud. And you have to cross 3 Naga bridges to get the sanctuary, guarded by serpents, which symbolizes us mere mortals crossing from the human world into the heavenly world of the gods. The sanctuary sits on top of an extinct volcano, 350 meters above sea level, symbolizing Mount Meru, the abode of Hindu gods. It's best approached via the long walkway because it gives you a sense of the grandeur of the sanctuary. Phanom Rung was built in the 12th century when the Khmer Empire was at its zenith, round about the same time as Angkor Wat, as a tribute to the Hindu gods Vishnu and Shiva. Beautifully carved representations of these deities can be found in the lintels and pediments of the sanctuary. Now, most visitors may not notice anything unusual about the orientation of the structure, but 4 times a year, something spectacular happens. This is the epicenter of Prasat Khao Phra, and it's really brilliant how they've aligned the sanctuary to be just perfect from east to west, so that 4 times a year you actually get the sun's rays penetrating through all 15 doorways from east to west. 2 sunrises and 2 sunsets, and the sunrises are 2 days in April and September, and for the sunsets 2 days each in March and October. Just brilliant and mind-blowing. You know, it took 400 years to build this sanctuary, and even then they never actually completed it. There are still some buildings left incomplete, like the library, and the central prong is made of pink sandstone, whereas the library out of laterite. They can't carve anything on laterite because of its high iron content, but the pink sandstone and the laterite both were quarried some 25 kilometers away. So it's amazing how they brought all these rocks here and had to drag it up this extinct volcano. And in case you're wondering how they did that, of course they relied on the reliable workhorse, the Chang, or the elephant. A pilgrimage to the summit of Khao Phra to pay homage to the gods, deities and celestial beings that reside on top of this mountain is a must for many Thais, and this tradition has been preserved by residents of this province over the centuries. But it's not just the temple complex that makes Phanom Rung a sanctuary. This is pure bliss. I'm so loving it, and it reminds me of that car ad in which it says, this car was designed by a genius, built by robots and driven by humans, and this is what this place reminds me of. It's created by God landscaped and maintained by humans and of course enjoyed by stout folks like me. A further 200 km northeast takes me to the Sisaket Province and to the Dong Rak mountain range on the Thai-Cambodian border. I'm hoping to visit the final treasure of my journey, the ancient Khmer sanctuary of Khao Phra Wihan. Khao Phra Wihan is unique among Angkorian temples because it sits on the edge of a 600-meter cliff. This is my final destination in my Treasures of Thailand journey. And this is Khao Phra Wihan National Park. And I tell you, the wow factor just gets better and better. I'm standing actually at the edge of a cliff of Moi Idang cliff in the park. And I'm not standing in Thailand, but if I straddle across this railing here, looking out as far as the eye can see is Cambodia. I feel like a real explorer. The lookout point at Moi Dang Cliff on the Thai side of the border is probably the best place to take in the breathtaking view of Cambodia and the Khao Phra Wihan. A stairway will take you under the cliff's escarpment, where you'll find a bas-relief of 3 gods in the Khmer style, carved on red sandstone. It's believed that Khmer craftsmen probably practiced their carving skills here first, before getting on with the real carvings for the sanctuary. Unfortunately, we've just been told that we can't take our TV camera right up to the sanctuary of Khao Phra Wihan. But before I make that 1.5 kilometer trek uphill myself, I just want to show you the strategic location of that sanctuary. It's right on top of a cliff, and all around behind me is Cambodia, and I'm actually sitting on the Thai side. And you can see why actually the sanctuary was the subject of a tussle between neighboring countries. In 1962, the World Court ruled in favor of Cambodia, but the funny thing is, because of its location on top of a cliff, access even for Cambodians is actually easier from the Thai side. Just walk gently uphill, so visitors from Cambodia actually come through to Thailand and gain access to the sanctuary. And just as well that Cambodia and Thailand are working in harmony, you know, all the better for visitors like me. I'm all for détente. Do bear in mind the area surrounding this sanctuary still bears the scars of past warfare and are still littered with landmines. So do stick to paved roads if you're driving around the 130 square kilometer park. Well, I've had my water and my sun hat, and I'm ready for my 1.5 kilometer trek up to the sanctuary of Khao Phra Wihan. And if you're a foreigner like me, you pay 5 baht to leave Thailand, and you pay another 200 baht to enter Cambodia. And I can tell you, I'm being closely watched by border patrol guards from both sides. But here goes. Now you see me in Thailand, and then shortly, in a few seconds, you'll see me in Cambodia. Khao Phra Wihan is a Hindu temple complex built in the 11th century during the reign of King Suryavarman I. It's unique among Angkorian temples in that it sits atop a 600-meter cliff. Archaeologists believe the final work on the site was carried out by many of the same designers and builders who built Angkor Wat in Cambodia. As in other Khmer sanctuary, the temple buildings are decorated with carvings depicting Hindu gods and scenes from the Mahabharata. The approach to the sanctuary is via a 120-meter staircase in the form of a pair of mythical serpents or naga. Khao Phra Wihan is certainly a sanctuary worth visiting. A beautiful and mysterious site shared by 2 nations but treasured by the whole world. I've had the most incredible journey discovering the treasures of Thailand, from glittering temples in Bangkok to breathtaking ancient ruins out here in the province. And what's even more amazing is I've only just scratched the surface. There's plenty more to discover. So why don't you take time out to discover them for yourself the next time you're in Thailand?